Hey guys, I'm probably gonna do these probably a little bit less frequently now, just because I'm not gonna really have the cabinets or anything for quite a bit of time. Um, and I'm still gonna do obviously the videos when the new figures come in. If you haven't seen already, Icon have updated a fair bit. Probably about 5 or 6 figures, I think it was, that are due this month, and then hopefully Australia gets that second set of deliveries with Rex either the end of this month or the beginning of next month. We'll see how we go. Anyway, so this is where this is what the collection's looking like at the moment. So yeah, as you can see, I've got my Skywalker family and just the main Rebellion heroes or heroes. The Rebellion in here. That's the droid from the deleted cut of Rogue One. It was originally supposed to be with K2, but then got cut. Jabba's palace set up, Cad Bane in the back there. So yeah, I've left spots for the figures that aren't out yet. So there's a spot for Armorer, well, aren't out in Australia yet. So there's a spot for the Armorer, which is hopefully this week as well. Already talked about up here, but there's a spot for the probably the Stormtrooper Commander, but definitely Gideon and those Dark Troopers when they come out. Could probably almost fit the Stormtrooper Commander in here actually, behind Prudgy there. It's probably a slightly better spot for him. So those Stormtroopers that look slightly off colour, they are the old Marmot Troopers. And of course you've got the mixture of Sideshow and Hot Toys there. Of course you have the you do have the mix of Sideshow and Hot Toys in here as well. I'm continuing the mix of Sideshow and Hot Toys figures. Yeah, so I did also mention that the acrylic risers I use, I did start to run out of them when I was doing this cabinet, because I did do the cabinets in different orders as I was unboxing them. And yeah, I just didn't quite have a riser for window, so that's fine, I can easily pick them up. I generally grab the risers when I'm in Brisbane. I'm not too sure when that will be though, next. Again, just blending some different eras as space allowed. I will probably put the steps on risers actually, just to give them a bit more height with that flying effect. This is the original Sideshow Grievous. It did have the loose joint problem with the regular arms, but the battle arms, mine were actually really tight, and he's not actually dropped anything since I've set him up, which is quite nice. So I've just left him in this pose, which is fine. I could almost even put the Stormtrooper Commander here actually, because this is where the Mortar Trooper is going to end up, and the Assault Troop Tanker, the Assault Tank Trooper, as well as the green version of the Assault Tank Trooper. Yeah, all those guys are gonna end up here. Same with that, you can see the 2 Shore Troopers there. They're just waiting on the 3rd Shore Trooper to join them. So we've got the MCU. Thor has dropped his axe. Unfortunately, I'll fix that up a bit later. Everyone else is looking fine. I will swap this out for the battle damaged 85. Now, I do have the original sculpt. I reckon the original sculpt is actually quite fine. So, yeah, I never really saw what all the criticisms were about, but then again, I got this at a ridiculously good price. So, I wasn't able to get the replacement sculpt, but the price I paid for this was immaculate, so never really been fussed about it. I will probably move Hulk down as well to put Miles and Gwen there with Toby. Holland's chilling out over there. So yeah, the risers really do allow you to make excellent use of these large module cases. I know you can buy the 6 scale module cases, which there's less of a gap between the ceiling and the figures, but when you've got so many figures on flight stands these days, I like having the larger cabinet. So this cabinet here is going to change as well. It's one I've spoken about. So because I did run out of risers, it was quite hard to stack the villains, and I was almost contemplating on taking T'Chaka off the throne, because he takes up a lot of room, and I was thinking of just maybe whacking him in a Detolf, because I do have, and I'll talk about it soon, I do have a fair few other Detolfs in Brisbane still. But yeah, you can see the new Batgirl there, that excellent black and gold. There's Flash. As you can see, I did decide to display this sculpt for a little while. Excellent Grant Gustin as Barry Allen, and hopefully, again, it's probably not gonna, because I have got the lights on him, it's nowhere near as light as what the reviewers will have you believe. So yeah, the DC stuff is probably going to move, and it was mainly going to be the Marvel villains. Of course, I now have a Venom coming sometime the next week or so as well, so that's going to be interesting. And I even did think about taking Ghost Rider off the bike. Obviously, he's kind of toppled over as well because he's not sitting properly. That's mostly due to the fact that I literally just crammed when I could, just to have some of the DC stuff out. Otherwise, there was going to be no DC stuff out whatsoever. So yeah, a bit of a Justice League. So again, I decided I really wanted to have that Tony workshop set up. I've got the Mark 50 accessory pack. I'm going to unbox that and put some of the pieces around just to make it look like that he's got all these Iron Man pieces laying around. Like you can see, there's the extra sculpt for Iron Spider. Iron Spider's in the background. I did play around with the idea of maybe buying some Hall of Armors and whacking the armors that you see in the background there in the Hall of Armors, but they would take up a lot of room. Of course, you've got Hulkbuster, and yeah, again, the characters that I couldn't fit up there, I just whacked down here. So there's Nick Fury, Maria Hill, etc. Yeah, and of course Justice League. There's the Flash, again, no riser. So ideally I'd have Ezra Miller on a riser. There's Wonder Woman, the deluxe version. Hopefully the 1984, the non-golden version comes out and the sculpt is just as good. Then the one Detolf that I do have, so there's like my prop type of stuff. So you've got the Nick Fury badge, the Hydra lapel, the ring from the Lord of the Rings DVD set, Daredevil business card. That there is Rose Taco's resistance ring, the ring that opens up with that symbol. There's the Skyrim Collector's Edition Alduin. Their key to Erebor comes around. So some gold coins from Erebor. I think one of them's the Fili or Keely's stone. It's been a while since I've seen The Hobbit. You've got the Dragon Balls there, Gotham City badge, and then the Doctor Strange eye. I think it's Agamotto, he pronounces it. I always forget how to pronounce it. So yeah, then we've got some Big Chief Studios Doctor Who stuff. So I did order a Tom Baker and a John Barrowman to go in here as well. So Fourth Doctor and Jack Harkness. Wasn't really too sure what to do with this shelf, so I just put Godfather and Tyler Durden here. And then I've got Robocop and Ed, and then that's the Little Risers. But they're not, the Little Risers aren't good enough for the height that I need, so I'm just going to leave them there for the moment. Now, what I was going to talk about before, so there's going to be a few detolfs that are going to come in this area here, and these are the figures that are still boxed up. So we've got this whole row of Asmos Lord of the Rings. There's the Rogue One X-Wing that came a few days ago. So that's Asmos Lord of the Rings as well, with the Dante, the Star Ace, this Baxor anime figures. Blade, you can see. I might actually take Blade out and put him behind Godfather, maybe, just as a legend shelf, maybe, I don't know. J&K, Sucker Punch. Then you've got this just Star Wars figures that are different versions of Luke, Leia, Han, etc. Bane. It's the original non-diecast Mark 7. The Star Ace Harry Potter stuff. The 3-0 Game of Thrones, then some Metacom stuff. And then these here are all the old Sideshow figures. So up there I put the old Sideshow Star Wars that are still in their boxes, because they're either ones that I just never displayed, or they're ones that Hot Toys have done, which Hot Toys has done all of these now except for the Bespin Han Solo. But they're all old Sideshow figures, so Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's a couple of really odd ones in there, like Hogan's Heroes and Get Smart, Reservoir Dogs. Then you've got the new ones, the Jason and the Freddy. And there's some Metacom Death Note stuff in there as well. So mixture of all different figures there, but they should all fit into detolfs. The other thing I was going to do is over here, again, just stuff I've been sorting out, some Masterpiece Transformers and some Hasbro stuff that I just haven't taken out of stuff when I moved it. I am probably going to buy another stack of module cases this year and put them here. Then I'll be able to I'm going to move the Batmobiles into this, and then probably the DC figures can go into the shelf under, because you can buy additional shelves for the module cases, which because I won't need, because I was talking about that really high gap, I can put a shelf there, and then I can put the vehicle on the shelf and then have the figures underneath it. That would only use up one case. They'd probably, even if I really just put nothing besides the vehicle there, I could probably get away with 2 Batmobiles and the figures in one case. But that would probably be a little bit of a stretch. But yeah, so that will definitely free up the other details or everything else. And of course I've got all the Hasbro stuff that I've gone through in my other videos. So those Legacy collections, some vintage collection stuff, solo stuff, some more just assorted waves, the Rebel stuff, some Revenge of the Sith. Of course, not everything. It's not a complete set by any means, but it's just the stuff that I was able to get while I was in high school. And then, of course, the more recent stuff, like the re-release of the Anakin Skywalker and all that. So that's pretty much what it's at the moment. And then, of course, I still have all the storage, which, of course, the boxes is what everyone goes on about. The fact that, oh, if you're going to have so many figures, what's the boxes? That's why I got the mezzanine built. So that's the Batman Begins Batmobile. Haven't opened that yet, but these are the ones that I do need to bring down a few of them, but just that first stack there is, again, more Star Wars variants. But then everything here is actually out. And that is only a third of the space that I've got. So I've still got all in there. And then the only other things to come down are all the DX figures. And then this stuff on this side here is just all other Hasbro stuff. There's the DeLorean there. You can just see the box of. I'm going to probably try and get that down at some stage. But again, I don't have really anywhere to put it at the moment. So I just wanted to get as much of the actual figures out as I could before I started fussing with the vehicles. And then that tub there is all Hot Wheels cars, and again, or just the Star Wars and the Marvel ones. But yeah, so it's coming along. And then I've got all my Black Series helmets there. And then just a view from the top, I do have some of the lightsabers from the Black Series era, and a couple of them when they were through, I mean, they've always been through Hasbro, but when they had the Master, I think that was Master Replica or something. I can't remember what they were called before they were called Black Series. But yeah, there's the Yoda, and the Yoda one is from the original line, so is the Obi-Wan one. Obviously you've got the Deluxe Revan and the Deluxe Sidious Blade and the Darksaber, and you've got the Black Series Luke Skywalker Blue and the Luke Skywalker Green. And then I've got Dooku, Darth Maul's, and Kylo's. Kylo's is just the normal one though, it's not the Deluxe. I haven't ordered the other new ones yet, tossing up whether I want to invest in the Rey Skywalker Yellow and the Leia Blue. I would probably go for the Leia Blue first, but I'd rather want to see what Hasbro can do with it, because the what do you call it? The Galaxy's Edge one did not look too good at all. Had a lot of really cheap orange paint applications to the copper. It wasn't that great. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed a quick look at my collection. These are just, again, also ones that so I don't have boxes for the X-Files stuff. Here's the model kit, it's Predator. I do have the box here, I just haven't put him away yet. And I'm not sure where the boxes for Harley and Joker are. And yes, I did swap over the sculpt. The original head sculpt that came with this figure is with the Prison figure, as that's the head sculpt I'm using, but I much prefer it with a neutral expression. Then you've got Arkham Knight. Actually, I might not even open that book. I mean, I might not even display that, but I might put Arkham Knight and then the Harley and the Joker behind Godfather there, maybe. And then Elizabeth Swann. But yeah, so it's coming along. They're just old Hasbro 12 inches. This box here is not Star Wars, and then all the Rogue One stuff that won't stand is in there. As I packed all the ones that wouldn't stand. The only main difference is though, is I put out these titanium ones. I did find a box of those, and I also found a box of the those, which it's quite cool. It's again not a complete set or anything, but there's 12 of them there, which is quite nice. I probably have another 2 or 3 in Brisbane. Alright, hopefully you've enjoyed a look at my collection.